Hello, dear friend. You're watching the 2021 astrology prediction for people who have their sun or rising sign in Capricorn. You may hear me talking about us or we because I'm also one of you. And yeah, my sun is in Capricorn, so I'm quite interested in what I'm about to tell you. And seriously, it's gonna be a very transformative year for us because many things are shifting and they are important. We know that during the previous 1 year, we had Jupiter and Saturn both in Capricorn. Whenever certain planets trigger our sign or sign which is important in our chart, it's always important. And Jupiter and Saturn were triggering us during the last 1 year. And for many people, this was quite intense. And it's kind of a contradiction because from one side, Saturn was very strong in Capricorn, and Saturn brings restrictions and limitations. Yes, it can make you more productive, more organized as well. Jupiter, on the other side, brings the desire to expand and to grow and to succeed. But frankly, Jupiter in Capricorn is quite weak. So it's a complicated combination, or at least it was. 2021 is a different year. The two planets are moving to second house, to Aquarius, which from one side can bring certain relief for us. Yes, Jupiter is no longer in Capricorn, but so is Saturn. And frankly, I think that we all need this change. It's time for things to move on, to switch, and so on. So I think I have pretty good news for you. And before we dive deeper, let me share with you that I have also a gift for you. The calendar, the astrology calendar for January is actually completely free. You can check the link below, you can download it immediately. We also have a Google integration, which I really enjoy. If you like it, you can get the full version of the calendar. And also it comes with a full in-depth webinar about the year. So check the links and get your gift after you watch this video. All right, let's go back to Jupiter. Jupiter, we said, is no longer in Capricorn. It's in Aquarius most of the year, but also in Pisces. So between January and the middle of May and August and December, Jupiter is in Aquarius in second house, which means that it's time for some practical results. When Jupiter was in first house in Capricorn, this was some kind of new beginning for us, a new cycle, a new 12-year cycle. And maybe we have started something, maybe we have planned something, or we have a new direction. Now it's time to focus more on the practical results, not only on the main idea of doing something, but also to think about what kind of results do I want to get here, and to be a little bit more concentrated on that. It's great news for those of us who would like to be more abundant when it comes to money and resources and also energy. Jupiter can help us to feel more energized, to increase the amount of resources we have. And here one advice, because again, we'll see in a moment that it's not only Jupiter in our second house, but we also have Saturn there. And Saturn on the other side brings the other tendency for us to try to keep things stable, to keep them the way they are. Saturn can bring some kind of sometimes lack, or at least, you know, a little bit more isolated or closed energy. But what we can do if we experience those type of, you know, different polarities. From one side, we feel motivated and energized to do something or to focus on concrete results. And yet, for example, we don't have enough resources. It's very important to learn to manage our energy. That's extremely important for Capricorns during 2021. Learn to manage your energy. Eventually, this will help you to improve your financial situation, to improve your health, and many other practical things in your life. So Jupiter in second house allows us to focus on those matters: money, resources, energy, health, vitality. We need to mention that during January, Jupiter has a square with Uranus. It triggers second and fifth house. And this could be a moment or a period when we can be more impulsive. This could be related to some kind of expenses or something that we want to purchase, which is kind of like, yeah, more either extravagant or more expensive or somehow, you know, very different from what we normally do. And also, it could be a very creative combination that can allow us to make certain changes. So interesting combination, but keep in mind that sometimes we might overestimate or exaggerate things. And as we said, Jupiter is also moving to Pisces during the summer. So basically from the middle of May until the end of July, Jupiter is in our third house in Pisces, which is a very strong position for Jupiter. Jupiter rules Pisces, and it can be extremely beneficial in this position, which can be great for creating new contacts, for communicating more with people, or receiving some support from friends and other people around us. Also, it's a great time for traveling and for learning new things, specifically working and improving our skills. It could be about, let's say, learning a new language or focusing on practical skills that you can implement immediately. So, yeah, Jupiter is beneficial for us during the summer. As we already said, Saturn is also in second house. And yes, it can bring some kind of conflict. From one side, we have the expansion of Jupiter. From the other side, Saturn requires from us to be very cautious, to be very careful, and very practical. And we need to find the balance between those two tendencies. With Saturn in second house, it's a great time also to save some money or to focus more on better financial management and also on the practical results that we talked about. Learn to manage your own energy as well. If you are wasting energy, if you don't respect your body, for example, if you don't allow yourself to have proper rest, this could be a problem. So Saturn in second house can make us more responsible when it comes to practical things like our health and our physical well-being. On the other side, also it triggers money and resources, and those are areas that we also need to be careful with. Specifically, 3 months will be more intense. Those are February, June, and December. During those months, Saturn in second house will square Uranus in fifth house. And this is a very intense combination because those two planets are completely different. And Saturn may want to keep things the way they are and have the stability, and Uranus wants a change, something exciting, something new. So we can feel like, okay, we are somewhere in the middle of this, and this might bring certain complications when it comes to our health, when it comes to specifically our energy, and also financial things, romantic things, changes related to creative projects, and also things related to our children. During those 3 months, there could be some kind of either stress or a more significant change that we can go through. Uranus in fifth house is another position which generally is supportive. Uranus is in another earth sign, Taurus, so that's always nice, harmonious connection. And the exact degrees are between the 7th and the 15th degree. So first of all, check where is the cusp of your fifth house. If you are not sure about that, you can use my free birth chart calculator. You can find the link below and calculate your chart and then just explore where is the cusp of your fifth house. If the cusp is between those degrees in Taurus, then Uranus will cross your fifth house, the cusp of the house, and this can bring some sudden, unexpected, quite intense changes when it comes to love, children, also your hobbies or some creative things. And overall, you may feel the desire to make a change in those areas. On the other side, also, if your sun or rising sign is between those degrees, 7-15 degree plus minus 1-2 degrees actually, in Capricorn, of course, then it means that Uranus will make a supportive, harmonious aspect with your sun or rising sign. This is quite interesting, and it can bring you some new perspectives, some personal transformations. It can make you more creative. It can help you to experiment and try new things and just open up yourself for something new. So quite interesting combination for us. Okay, Neptune on the other side is in Pisces in third house between the 19th and the 24th degree. Again, you may want to check the cusp of your third house. Overall, Neptune in third house, especially if it crosses the cusp of the house, can bring some desire to learn spiritual things, to explore maybe psychology or human nature or something more creative or something more spiritual, and also can make us kind of like more inspired, more romantic, especially when it comes to ideas, when it comes to communication with other people. And also for people who are artists or writers or who are creating something especially related to words and verbal expression, this can be a very, very supportive aspect. Check where is your sun or rising sign. If you find that your sun or rising sign is between the 19th and the 24th degree, plus minus 1-2 degrees again, in Capricorn, it means that Neptune will support your sun. There will be a sextile with your sun or rising sign during 2021. Also, very inspirational combination. It's great for diving deeper into some spiritual matters or learning some psychology or something creative or enjoying art, music, all the other beautiful Neptunian things. So overall, Neptune is our friend. It's in a supportive position. And finally, the biggest player of all, the king of transformations, the king of the underworld. Yes, that's Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn and it's there for many, many years. So it's not something brand new. And the most important question here is, where is your sun and rising sign, which is the exact degree. If you have your sun or rising sign between the 25th and 27th degree, plus minus 1-2 degrees, Pluto will cross your sun or rising sign. And this, my friend, is the most serious thing you can experience ever. This is a once in a lifetime aspect. It can never repeat again unless you live more than 250 years. So far, not the case. So yes, we go through this only once in a lifetime, and not everyone goes through this. So the biggest transformation possible, it's a deep phase of transformation. And yes, at least at first, it's very dark. Usually it comes through some kind of crisis, through some kind of very serious situation that is pushing us to transform, to change, to look at things from a different perspective. It can bring many things from inside to the surface, things that we have suppressed. Psychologically, it could be a complicated period. But the important thing here is that this is a healing process. Even if it feels like you're in a really dark place, you are losing control, you feel completely lost, it's still a healing process. Because usually what happens is that many things you have suppressed are actually coming to the surface. And like it or not, you have to handle with them. And At the end, usually we are brand new people. And the truth is that when certain time passes and we go back to this period, that's when we realize how serious the change has been and what was the meaning and how it has happened. Usually, if you are right in the middle of the process, it might be difficult to have this larger perspective. So hold on tight and just go with this. Don't try to resist the process. I know it's a serious one. I have been through this a couple of years ago. Well, yeah, years ago. So I know it's no joke, but it can allow you to heal many things and it can allow you to come out of it as a brand new person. All right, next we have the nodes and eclipses. Lunar nodes trigger 12th and 6th house. The the north node is in 6th house, which means that this is the area where we can expand, where we can grow, where it's actually recommended to focus on. And 6th house is also about practical matters. It's about work, it's about responsibilities, it's about being engaged on a daily basis. So we really need to roll our sleeves and get to work. As you can see, the earth houses, the practical houses are triggered a lot during the year, with Saturn and Jupiter in 2nd house, with the nodes, specifically the north node in 6th house and eclipses there. Also, we will see that Mercury retrograde will trigger the same houses. It seems like for Capricorn, the biggest focus this year will be practical matters, work, results. Health may also be an important theme, especially keeping in mind that the North Node is in our 6th house. Now about the eclipses, the May eclipse triggers 6th and 12th house. So it's time to find the balance between this comfortable space when we are on our own, maybe isolating a little bit, and on the other side, the need to go out and do something, maybe even for other people and serve them. So finding the balance. It's a psychological transformation, and also it triggers some concrete life areas like work and health. Then the June eclipse triggers the North Node and 6th house. So it's about directing our focus towards the future. It's about finding something we want to do, transforming when it comes to work, health, responsibilities. The November eclipse is triggering our 5th and 11th house, which is more about finding the balance between the heart and the mind. It's about creativity. It's about finding the sweet spot between love and friendship, and overall learning to enjoy things. The last eclipse is during December. It triggers the South Node and 12th house. It's about letting go. It's about releasing the past. It's about setting free from painful experiences, from negative emotions, from everything that you want to leave behind your back. So very private, very deep, very internal process of transformation and letting go. And next we have the retrograde phases. Mercury, as usual, will be retrograde, and Venus this time. Venus will be retrograde in Capricorn, which is quite interesting actually, and of course more important. It starts at the end of the year, the 19th of December, and of course continues until the end of the year plus January 2022. So emotional transformations. It's about looking at ourselves. It's about working with self-love, acceptance. We might be over emotional at this point. We can take things more personal, but also we can reconsider, we can let certain emotions go. We may also restart different love relationships or other partnerships. So it's really about focusing on ourselves and our own emotions. And finally, we have Mercury retro, 3 cycles only in air signs, which trigger our earth houses, 2nd, 6th, and 10th house, which suggests that we need to revisit, we need to reconsider those practical areas. Finances, work, and serving other people, and career and social status. We may go through changes, we can reconsider, we can restart things related to those areas. So as we can see, again, the earth houses, the practical areas are the ones which will be the most important for Capricorn during 2021. And frankly, Capricorns usually feel comfortable in those areas. So I expect this to be a nice, positive new period. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to download your free January astrology calendar. It comes with the Google integration, very convenient, very helpful to, and also if you like it, you can get the full version. We also have an in-depth astrology webinar. We'll talk about all of those planetary positions, how we can succeed, how we can achieve the best results during 2021. I wish you all an amazing year, and I will catch you next time.